Hello and welcome to the Blackout podcast where I get to talk to amazing people who do amazing things. This one has been like years, actually before COVID.
Yeah, we were talking about it before, and like life gets in the way. And
Yeah. Anyway, I have the cool and salon icon, Chris. Thanks for being on the podcast
Thank
today.
you for having me. I'm so excited.
Finally.
Literally.
Yeah. So, everyone knows you for being like the blonde
artist. Yeah.
So, how did you get into doing what you do?
Yeah. So, I guess like I've been doing hair timeline wise for 18 years, and like when I say that, like that makes me feel old when I hear it come out of my mouth. But I think I was doing, honestly, hair since I was 10 years old. And I'll explain what that means because it's really not what you think. I literally used to bring permanent markers to school when I was 10 and color people's hair. And I got in a lot of shit. Like, I was in trouble.
Yeah.
So, and then like academically in school, like, I'll be honest, like I didn't do well. Like I struggled pretty bad. But my friends and family were always like, can you do my hair? Can you do my makeup? Like, can you? And I'm like, can you help me with my math homework? Like, can we trade here? Do you know what I mean? So I was always like a super creative person, and I had a really, really creative mindset, innovative, coming up with things. And so I knew that I wanted to do hair in some like form or fashion. So I did go to hair school. And for so many years, even after that and in hair school, people used to tell me like, you can't build a career off of just doing blondes. And I've been blonde my whole life, and I've just always had an interest in doing that type of color because it's kind of like the highest level of color. So it takes a lot of work and confidence and stuff like that. So yeah, for years people said like there's no way that you can be successul by just doing that. And I was like, oh really? Okay. Like, watch me, right? And so here we are. So I feel like, what's that old saying? You know, in our industry, cosmetology, there's so many branches that you can branch off and do. And if you can do everything, that's great. But what do they say? It's jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
So my dad taught me that. So he was like, find something that you are super passionate about, that you love to do, and run with it. Because if so, you will be successful. You will go really far. And if you love what you do and you are giving it your all, like you won't feel like you're working hard in life, right? So, and there's so much more to that than just doing hair. Like it goes into like how you're making, clients feel and stuff like that. So yeah, I decided to, okay, I'm going to become a blonde specialist. So taking so many courses. I think I even competed in a few like hair competitions, which was scary, but it just kind of like flowed, and I just built such a good clientele after that. And I knew one day I wanted to open a salon that was like specific to that, but I was like, there's so much work to be done on the business side of studying it before I just go, okay, I'm going to opening a blonding salon. Like, do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's kind of where my passion like snowballed from, was just being a kid and literally knowing what I wanted to do and not caring what anyone else thought, and just doing it because I knew it's what I loved. So
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just wrapping my mind around that. Give me a second. I need to check something though.
Yeah.
I think you might need to move your hair, but let me check first.
Yeah.
Say something.
Hey.
Okay. No, you're good.
Yep.
So like, okay, I was worried about your hair being right
Touching
over
on
the mic, but
yep.
yeah.
Maybe I'll just tuck it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so pick it from here.
Yep.
So be sure to cut this part off.
Yeah.
That's just for me.
Okay.
But yeah, so what was the process of actually becoming,
A stylist?
Yeah.
So just basically going to school for, I think where I went was a little over a year. Mind you, back then there was like a few schools. I think there's only like one or two now. But it was just a little over a year, and yeah, you did your full schooling, and then you graduated and you planted your feet somewheres, and then you just built from there. But for me, I kind of had a little bit of a setback because I ended up having a baby. So my career was kind of put on pause. And then, you know, after that year, you kind of pick back up and it's like you're right from the start again. So, yeah, so it was a little different for me. Everyone's different, but it's really not much schooling. It's literally a year.
Did you have to, like, once you were done with school, you know, once you were ready to go, you had to find a salon to work at, right?
Yep.
And what was that process like?
Word of mouth. And so, like, depending on where you graduate from, because I know that there's a few schools who have, like, programs that then you have, like, a guaranteed spot in, say, any Redken or Head Shop salon. So, like, you already have a foot in the door because of your school.
Gotcha.
Or if you didn't want to go down that route, you could be like, okay, I heard about this salon. I really want to work here. And if there's any, like, spaces and chairs available, then you would, like, apply there and plant your feet there. So, yeah. But usually you'll start off, like, you know, you don't have that many clients, right? So you're kind of bottom of the totem pole.
How does that work? So when you join, do you, like, I guess, do you work for the salon?
Yeah.
Like, or
yeah. You're working under them. And where you have no clients, typically you probably be on like commission or not commission, sorry, like hourly.
Okay.
Like hourly, stuff like that. So a guaranteed income until you start building a really good clientele. Then, you know, they'll look at your pay structure and say, okay, like you're bringing in more money doing, you know, 50-50 commission or whatever the agreed percentage is rather than hourly, we're going to pay you that. So like, yeah, you can work your way up and eventually you can just be just commission only.
And then, I mean, so you finish school, I'm guessing they teach you all the things.
They teach you everything, yeah.
Then how do you now specialize with the blonde thing, man?
Well, like specializing in blonding. So when you want to become a colorist of any sort, you have to take courses and then you're certified in them. So when I went to get both of my certifications, you write exams and some of them take like 6 months to study for. And you get like, yeah, I know, right? Like it's no joke. Like,
it's like half all the things.
And I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, I still remember the feeling that I had till this day when I wrote one of those certification exams, and I had never been so scared in my life.
Wow.
Literally, I was shaking, and me and my girlfriend that I worked with for years, we actually wrote it together, and we came out of that and we were like, was that real? Like, that was the hardest shit I have ever done in my life.
Holy shit.
It's like, because they circle around you, right? Like, so you're doing the work on your mannequin or your client or whatever it is to become certified, and they're like circling around you like hawks. And so I'm just like shaking, trying
it's
to do
like those TV show with the cooking master chef.
Literally, and everything that I knew in my head just went out the window because I was so nervous. But, you know, you get through it. So yeah, just to become a specialist in something, you have to definitely like take those courses, get your certificates, and then start just doing that only. And then you'll start attracting people who want those services done, and they'll just come to you for that. So
okay, this is going to be a really dumb question.
Yeah.
Clearly, I don't know what I'm
no
talking
questions
about.
dumb.
But, like, do you have to be a certain hair color to go blonde, or you can be from whatever hair color to whatever? Like...
I mean, technically, you can be start with anything, really. It's just the process is going to be different for every single head, right? Now, with that being said, though, like if someone comes in and their hair is completely previously like damaged or fried off or anything like that, you probably shouldn't put bleach to it or lightener because it will break off, right? So like it's a liability. I'm not kidding. People will come for you. It's a liability. So sometimes, you know, back in the day, like even for these like big salons, like people would come in and they'll make clients sign waivers because like we don't want to be liable. We don't want to be liable for that because clients will come for you, right? So no, but I've learned a lesson. Just say no, because for me,
you can tell just by looking at the hair. Okay.
Definitely. And so, like for people like that, like I would rather not do their hair at all, save everybody the issue and the headache and the problems, and just, you know, protect yourself, because your reputation is everything when you want to specialize in something. Same as tattoo artists, right? Not to say I didn't have my mess ups, right? Because you got to mess up to get better, right? Yep. But back then, I think people were a little bit more lenient if you messed up.
These days, they'll put you on Instagram and it's
done. You're canceled. That's it. I'm for real. Like, you got it. So I just say no.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say now the person's hair is not damaged, right?
Yeah.
What is the process?
Okay, so if someone were to come in and they want to go light, you just, first things first, no matter, even if you've seen them 100 times or it's their first time, you have a consultation. Where are you coming from? What's on your hair? Where do you want to go? And as long as that is super thorough, then you set yourself up for success for like your reputation and your outcome and your clients. So if the hair can go lighter, then you do it. And a lot of the times people are, you know, trying to explain what they want verbally. And if you don't feel like you're on the same page, I'm like, hey, do you have an inspo photo? And I say inspo because, like, you know, people will come in with AI now. They'll come in with celebrities. I'm like, well, you're not Beyonce, so I can't make you look like Beyonce. But if that's your inspo, then I have an idea how we can get there. And this is what it's going to cost. Ballpark pricing. You're not, you know, doing services where you have a surprise price at the end. It's not fair to do that to people. So yeah, just going over consultation, pictures, making sure you're on the same page, and then lightening the hair. So that's it.
How long does it take typically? If it's like a person is a brunette and they want to go blonde.
I mean, if we're talking about time frame of how long clients are in my chair for, or like the average blonding specialist chair, a client could be with you for 2 to 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. So a day I would see maximum 4 people, right? And now after COVID, I was seeing like 6. Wow. Like it was crazy. We were working like 15-hour shifts because you're just trying to get everybody back in. But yeah, I'd say 2 to 3 hours for that process. Mind you, some people's goals take 6 months to a year. If their hair is black and they have dye on it.
Because you have to do it over and over again.
Yeah, you got to do it low and slow.
When you do it, how long do you have to wait for the next, I guess, treatment?
I say minimum 4 weeks.
Oh, fuck.
Minimum.
That's a long time.
1 month, yeah.
Holy shit.
Because you don't want to, the hair needs time to heal.
Oh.
And the client needs to make sure that they're doing like their homework at home too. Because it's one thing for us to, you know, do all the good stuff in the salon. But like, it's the client's responsibility to listen to us, to take care of their hair before we see them next. Because if they don't do that, then, you know, the canvas that we're working with when they come back in may not be good to do the second, you know, appointment or third or
what
fourth.
Are some things they have to do at home?
So protein treatments, heavy treatments, no heat, like little to no heat, because that's not realistic to be like, you can't flat iron your hair or you can't curl it, because girls would be putting heat on all the time now, right? So just like reducing all those harmful things to set themselves up for like the next appointment. So yeah, and no trying to color it themselves, because people do that. But like, everyone thinks they can do hair and nails and makeup now. You know what I mean? Like they try.
Because like you watch a YouTube video and stuff.
And you're a pro.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all done things. So yeah, no. But yeah.
Okay, so you do the thing. You know, you take the break. You come join. At what points do you know you were ready to start your own thing?
Okay, so in 2017, I had like an idea. I knew that I always wanted to open in my own salon, but I didn't know like how to do that. So I was like, first things first, I'm going to work for myself rather than working under somebody. So I was like, the next, you know, thing is to branch off on my own, but work for myself. So that would technically be like sole proprietor. So then I'm getting the business side of things. I'm understanding how to manage my product, what everything costs, the tax, you know, the business side of things. And then like do that and then grow from there. And then when I'm ready, I want to expand, because when you work for yourself, you're capped for income because you're only one person. So like, what else can I do to like bring more income in, but maybe I don't have to be behind the chair. Do you know what I mean? But it's still scary in doing so. So that's why, you know, I have a really good friend of mine who is my business partner, and we've always kind of connected over the years on that idea of owning a salon together. And we just sat down one day and we were like, we think we're ready. So, you know, we had tons of meetings with our reps, things like that, searching for locations.
Sorry, reps?
Reps are like your representatives for your salon. So when you open a salon, you should try to partner with a color line. So there's Redken. Redken's known, L'Oreal. It's all over the world.
Gotcha.
Goldwell. Like there's, so yeah, you meet with a rep that is going to partner with you, help you set your salon up for, you know, the guests and your employees, everything, and make a plan. So it was last year, a little over a year ago, was when we got that started. So in August, it would have been a year for us being open. So far, so good. We have 10 people working with us, and sometimes it's hard, but for the most part, it takes time. Like 1 year is it's not even dented. Do you know what I mean? Like we try to look at our plans from like a 3 to 5 year mark, right? So yeah, so I'd say my idea of wanting to do the salon started in 2017, but it takes time to grow and to be able to do that.
How do you pick your rep, and how do you pick the I guess staff, like the people working?
So how we picked who we wanted to go with for our reps, we kind of like asked each other, like, what do you feel the most confident in color wise? What color line? What are you most experienced in? And both of us were Redken. I have a certificate in Goldwell as well, but my business partner was Redken. So I was like, let's just go from there. And then you see what they have to offer for education down the line for your employees, for benefits, like all of those things, right? And so when you're interviewing employees, you're kind of finding out like their experience. And a lot of girls actually were coming from the head shop. So for us, it worked out really well because they were already Redken. So it was just like we didn't have to really teach them anything, but they were just coming and then they were going to grow from there. So that's kind of what we look for. And, every salon is ran differently too. And ours personally is we do chair rentals. So if we're hiring someone, typically we would like them to have their own clientele rather than them come with no experience and know anything. So in hindsight, they're really actually working for themselves, but we're going to help them if they need promoting or anything, building, anything like that, tips. We can help them set up with classes, stuff like that. But, for the most part, they're their own boss and like we're their like landlord. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like a safe space to work and, be a community, but they're on their own too. So it's kind of a good balance because life is busy for us too, so it works out for us in our salon that way.
Did you ever do that, the chair rental thing?
Have I?
Yeah.
So yeah, when I branched off from my salon in 2017 to 2018, I worked at True Salon Suites, which is there's one on the Bedford Highway and there's one on Washmill Lake Drive. And so I was at the one on Washmill Lake Drive and I did that for like 5-6 years. So that's where I worked for myself, right? So they have like suites, different size suites that they offer people. And that's where you really find out like how to work the business and how to save money and, just become more responsible in your career.
So. And what is it like being responsible? Because yes, they have your own clients and yes, all that stuff, but you're still kind of responsible for all these people. How does that feel?
Sometimes it's stressful because it's like you're juggling everything, right? You're trying to like be there when they message you if they have a problem or if they need help. So the social media aspect for them and like helping them and constantly sending ideas, like it's wonderful. I love doing that. But sometimes it can get overwhelming, just like every other business owner. But so we're just there to be like a shoulder to lean on when they need that. But for the most part, like every girl is pretty independent, like truthfully, so they're pretty good. So it's not too bad at all.
And let's talk about social media because it had something that's really important.
It's huge. Social media is big. So for us, like I have my own Instagram and so does my business partner. But when we got over like 5 people in the salon, I was like, oh man, we need to make one. Like we need to make one for everybody so that I can start posting like everyone's work. So that kind of takes up a little extra time outside of like work. But yeah, I'm constantly just like reposting people's stuff, any deals that I see that they have on their own Instagram. I'm like taking it and shifting it right to the salon page. I did hire somebody to do like the first marketing part of it because I was like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. Like I can do my own, but like I'm like, is there some type of like format way that might be a little bit better? And so I trade services where I can. So I was like, hey, this girl that I knew, I'm like, you do marketing, I do hair. Do you want to trade? Like help a girl out. And so that came in handy. And so she kind of got a Kickstarter for me. But yeah, really trying to stay on top of that is hard sometimes.
So you've done this for years and years now. How do you decide who does your hair?
Okay. That's so complicated because I literally get my hair done maybe like 3 times a year. So I actually go to Alicia, who is my business partner, just to get like a touch up. But if I want something really, really big and a really big change, I actually go to Darcy, who is like a long time like business friend of mine, and she owns Cabaret Hair, who a wonderful salon, and like from a business owner to business owner, we connect, and I'm always picking her brain, and so she's like my girl, and so I just trust her with my life to do like the really big transformations. And yeah, so that's it. And if I get my hair cut, I cut my own hair. Isn't that terrible?
How do you do that?
Because I don't trust anybody to not chop it off, and that's horrible to say because every girl in my salon is wonderful. I just have trauma. I have trauma from when a trusted person just chopped my hair off, and I love long hair. So
wait, what happened? Like, what happened in such a, like, what happened actually? What is that story?
So I went to go get a haircut, and she spun me around. We were chatting like we do, and whatever. And we were about to actually go get like photos done, and she turned me around, and my hair was like half the length. So she actually did me dirty. So I was like, I can never forgive this or forget it. So now I don't trust anyone.
But like when you sit down, you kind of show them where to do.
I do. The only time you really like spin the chair or anything is when you're blow drying for like comfort purposes. But you always talk thoroughly about what you're going to do to their hair. And that's another thing. When it comes to people who have blonde hair, I'm telling you, their personalities are different than a brunette. Like, they trust you with their life. That's why they keep coming back. Blonde people are the most loyal people to a stylist in the industry. I mean, sometimes men to their barber. Like, I get it, right? But they trust you with their life, so they're watching. They're watching what you do and what you cut, and they're looking on the floor, and they're making sure that you don't mess around. So it's kind of like a relationship of trust.
So something else that we've talked about that is really important to you is mental health.
100%. I love this. I love that we're talking about this because as much as we do hair and people come in and they get their hair done and they leave and they feel great, it goes a little bit deeper than that because we give them really like a safe space to sit down and feel like really the most vulnerable that people ever get. I mean, they tell us things that they don't even probably tell their therapist or their family sometimes. So, being there for them on such an authentic level, you create the most like closest bonds and relationships with your clients. That's the beauty actually of our industry because they're looking for a shoulder to lean on, and so we're someone's friend, brother, sister, aunt. Like we're stepping into place for people that maybe didn't have somebody to talk to, whatever the case is. So not only do your clients leave feeling good physically, they leave feeling good mentally, and then you're set the tone for that day, for that week, for that month, whatever it may be. Because honestly, sometimes you say, someone will sit down and you'll say, hey, like, how are you? And just that alone will trigger something and they'll start crying, right? So, it is such a special job to be the person that can actually help people through all that stuff. And I feel like hairstylists sometimes don't get enough credit for being such like a support system when it comes to people's mental health. But like I said, that is the beauty of it. And then on top of it, you're just like making them look and feel so good on the outside. So all around, it's such a rewarding job to have. And if you can do that job authentically and want to make them feel good about themselves, you won't work a day in your life. It'll come so natural, and it feeds your soul doing that. So that's what I love about it, honestly.
I mean, it's obvious you love what you do.
I know. Literally. Yeah, I do. And I have a hard time saying no to people too. Like I work tomorrow, and I know that tomorrow is like Thanksgiving, but like some people don't have family.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, like, you know, I'm having my dinner tonight. Like, yeah, sure, I'll take you.
Right,
Maybe
right.
they don't have anybody or whatever, but maybe they want their hair done and feel good. Like, sure, I'll say yes. So I like to help people on the outside of just like the beauty part of it too. So that makes me happy. Yeah.
Amazing. What are some plans you have? Because I know it's a year now for
Yeah, it's been like
Salon
a little
Icon.
over a year. Well, we did have a meeting the other day about going to, it's an event called Symposium, and it's basically one of the largest hair shows in the world. They only have it every few years, so it's like a really good opportunity to kind of sit down with the staff and say, hey, like, are you guys interested? Like, do you want to go and like get some, you know, inspiration here? Because when you come back from those things, you're like, a new person, a new stylist. You're ready to like do the new innovative techniques and apply it to your clients and things. And you learn like a business side of it too, but you also get to network with like artists who are, you know, people watch on TikTok and watch on Instagram. They're there. So this is your opportunity to kind of like tap into their mind and get to their level if that's what your goal is and come back inspired. So like that's kind of something we're going to talk about leading up into June. I did do a little bit of work behind the scenes. I don't know if we talked about this on the FaceTime, but I did do a little bit of work behind the scenes for Halifax Fashion Week, which is like the modeling. And they just got back from Paris actually. So a few years I've been behind the scenes doing that. And like a goal for me personally would be to be in Paris or New York for Fashion Week. That would be like the next best thing for me.
So like doing hair or modeling?
Not the modeling.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
No, hell no.
why not?
No, just the hair. Just being behind the scenes doing hair, because doing hair for runway shows are no joke. I'm
Yeah, it
telling
must be
you.
crazy because you.
Oh my God. Well, here in Halifax, solely management is the agency. And so working under her was crazy. Sometimes we were doing like 15-hour days and you're there from 6:30 a.m. till 1 a.m.
Wow.
You know, you're working with the models, you're working with each designer, you're getting to know how their minds operate, what their visions are, and it's coming to life with you in it and you're a part of it. And I just find that so cool. So that would kind of be like another goal on my end too.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay. So a friend asked a question, blew
Yeah.
my mind, and I said I'm going to ask every guest on the show.
Tell me, yeah.
What's something that happened to you before you were 17
Okay.
that played a huge role in who you are today?
Who I am today. Does it have to do with hair in
No,
general? Or it could be,
general.
okay, well, for one, I think it would be having a baby at a really young age. Like super, for me personally, yeah, having a baby at 19. So when that happened, and I like, it's not that I didn't plan for it, but I just think when you're young, you just have no clue what you're really getting yourself into. But I did always know that I wanted to become a mom. So in doing so, I had a baby really young, and you sacrifice a lot of things in your life to be a mom at such a young age, and that includes, you know, losing a lot of friends. You know what I mean? It can get lonely at that age, and no one else around you has kids, right? But one thing I did have was my career in place. So those two things is what I had. So yeah, becoming a mom, and then going through a lot of struggles, being a hairstylist, working under someone, and being a mom, and having like I had help, which were my parents, but I have a bad habit of not asking for help when it comes to being a mom. I don't like that. So I've always had the mindset of, okay, I'm struggling really bad right now, but I'm going to stay silent. I'm going to figure it out myself. And that teaches you to become really independent. So like, yeah, going through all those struggles in life and like juggling everything and trying to find this balance of like, how can I just get through, you know, and do it all and be a mom is like, it was really hard. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was really hard, but that shit makes you and shapes you to be who you are today. And because of that chaotic mindset and balance that I figured out, I think that that's why I thrive a little bit in the business industry, because all of it is juggling. I'm still a mom, and now I have a business. And, you know, so all that chaos, I think, comes from figuring out all those struggles, you know, and not being like, okay, I need help here. I need like handouts. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you bust your ass being a mom. You figure it out, and then you become a better person at what your next thing is in life. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, and I think too, like if you've gone through, and this goes for a lot of business people who are doing really well in my industry, even like some of the top like influencers in the world positively, like they have had a rough upbringing or they've struggled in some form or fashion. And if you've gone through that, you're actually meant for one of the greatest paths in life. And that's why I have so much empathy and sympathy for people in my chair too, because I've been on the other end of it, you know. I've been down, I've been out. So like I don't want to see people like that. So when I'm there for my clients, not in just a hair way, it's very authentic. So yeah, being a mom would be something that shaped me to be the strong woman that I am today.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do a little magic with hair.
Yeah.
I want to send you away with a little bit of magic. I'm like, oh, where did I keep my pen? I need to find my pen. Oh, God, did I take it out?
I don't have one either.
Oh, no. Oh, wait. Well, I have one here for now. So
Okay.
we'll use this one.
Perfect.
So
Hopefully
you're
I don't
going
get
to
on the
write
chair.
a number between 1 and 60.
Okay.
Any number you want. Don't show me the number.
1 in 60?
Yeah.
Okay.
And once you're done, you can point it to the camera so they can see it. And I'm going to use my magic cards to try and figure out what your number is.
Between 1 and 60.
Yeah, 1 and 60.
Okay. Don't be looking.
I'm not looking.
Okay, so just
Yeah,
point
you can
it.
point
Okay.
it. You're good. All good?
Yep.
Okay. So these cards are my magic cards, and they're gonna tell me what your number is, hopefully. So your number is gonna be in at least one of the cards, but it might be more than one. Okay, so I'll need your help here.
Okay.
Is your card here? Is your number here?
Nope.
No. Okay. Is it here?
Nope.
Is it here?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Is it here?
Yep.
Huh. Is it here?
No.
Okay. And is it here?
Yep.
Okay. So it's here, but it's definitely not in any of this one. No.
Nope.
And no.
Nope.
Actually, I think I know your number, but I want to be sure.
No.
22?
Yes! Stop! You looked.
No, I didn't look.
How?
Magic!
Come on. Come on.
Chris,
Okay.
thanks for all the awesome things you do, and
thank
thank you
you.
so much for coming to the podcast
Thank
today.
you for having me. It was a pleasure. I'm so glad to be here.